All right, let's talk about a massive problem that pretty much every business is facing right now. All of the amazing ideas, the critical decisions, and the hard-won data that just gets lost. We're going to dive into how companies are starting to build a second brain, a system that doesn't just store knowledge, but actually turns it into an active, intelligent member of the team.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. That brilliant insight from a Zoom call 3 months ago, the crucial customer feedback from last quarter, the final specs for that new feature, where is that stuff right now? If you can't point to it immediately, well, you are definitely not alone.
See, for most of us, that vital information is scattered everywhere. It's trapped in 1,000 Slack channels, it's buried deep inside some Google Drive folder, it's locked away in a Word doc or logged in a Jira ticket from 6 months ago. Finding what you need when you need it has become this epic quest that just drains productivity and kills innovation. So let's kick things off by really digging into the true cost of all this lost knowledge and just how big of an opportunity we're all missing out on.
Get a load of this number, 99%. According to one analysis, giving an AI like Gemini context from just one single relevant document provides more useful info than what 99% of people normally type into a prompt. I mean, that says it all, right? We have all this amazing knowledge, but we're not connecting it to the tools that could actually use it. We are literally starting from zero every single time. Okay, so how do we possibly fix this mess? Well, the idea is to build a company's second brain, a centralized, super smart system that remembers everything so your team doesn't have to. So check this out. There's this story of a senior VP of product who was just drowning in information. So he built his own system, a kind of do-it-yourself second brain. He started using Fireflies.ai to transcribe all his meetings. Then he piped those transcripts over to ChatGPT to get summaries and action items, and then he organized everything neatly in a Notion database. He even automated pulling in insights from Google Drive docs and key emails. Yeah, it was a multi-step, multi-app Rube Goldberg machine, but the result? It was a revolution for him, a single searchable source of truth. But here's the thing. That DIY method, as powerful as it is also really complex. And this quote from Thomas France just hits the nail on the head. For any solution to really work, to actually get adopted by people, it can't fight against how they already do their jobs. It has to feel seamless, totally intuitive, and just baked right into their natural daily flow. And that idea right there, that's what's leading us to the next massive evolution. We're moving beyond these static knowledge bases and into the world of proactive AI agents, AI that can actually do things with all your company's knowledge. Okay, so first, let's just clarify a word we're all hearing a million times a day, Copilot. Think of a Copilot as an amazing assistant sitting in the passenger seat. It's incredibly helpful, but it's reactive. It waits for you to give it a very specific command, like, hey, summarize this document for me, or draft an email about this. You are still the pilot, you're in charge. Now compare that to an AI agent. An agent is autonomous. It can take a big picture goal, create its own plan, execute all the steps across a bunch of different apps, and even adapt on the fly if it hits a snag, all without you holding its hand. The huge difference here is the shift from just assistance to real autonomy. I mean, the difference is night and day. A Copilot reacts, an agent initiates. A Copilot helps you with one little task. An agent can orchestrate an entire complex workflow. This isn't just a tiny step forward, you know? It's a fundamental change in how we're all going to work with AI.
You can actually see this progression pretty clearly. We started with things like static wikis, which were basically just digital filing cabinets. Then we got these reactive copilots that could answer questions about the stuff in the filing cabinets. And now we're here at the beginning of proactive agents that can reason, plan, and actually act on that data to get things done.
So, let's dive in and explore what this agentic future really looks like and what kind of tools are making it happen today, because this isn't science fiction anymore. And you want to hear the best part? You don't need to be a programmer to make this stuff work. There's this great analogy. A plumber doesn't need to understand the molecular structure of water, right? They just need to know which pipes to connect. It's the exact same idea here. All the complexity is hidden. You're just connecting your knowledge to the system. And listen, this is not some niche futuristic trend. The biggest names in tech are all in on building platforms for this. We're talking powerful agent building toolkits from Microsoft, Google, IBM, plus a ton of really cool startups. The agentic era, it's already here.
So, what is it that makes these agents so powerful? Well, it's really a mix of a few key things. They can plan out complex tasks, they can orchestrate workflows across all your different apps, and get this, they can even collaborate with other AI agents to get a job done. And, maybe most importantly, they can adapt in real time when new information pops up.
And that brings us to what is, for me, a real wow moment. New features like the ones in Google's Gemini let you stack multiple, totally separate knowledge bases into a single conversation. Just imagine loading your company's sales playbook, your technical documentation, and all your customer support logs, and then asking an agent to come up with a new customer onboarding strategy based on insights from all three. That's not a dream, that is possible right now.
Okay, this is all fascinating stuff, but let's get practical. What does this actually mean for your business? How do you even get started with something like this?
First off, let's talk about the bottom line, because that's what really matters, right? According to a report from IBM, organizations that went all in on AI and automation for their security saved on average $2.2 million per data breach. That is a tangible, massive financial return on using autonomous systems to reduce risk. So here are some really clear things you can do. Number one, focus on tools that meet your team where they already work, in Slack, in Microsoft 365, wherever. Second, don't wait until you have perfect documentation. Just start by capturing the real questions and answers that are already flying around. And hey, pick one single part of your business to build a brain for first. And please, remember this, a knowledge base with just 3 key documents is infinitely more valuable than starting from scratch every single time. You know, it's also really important to have the right mindset. As Thomas Frank says, think of AI not as some perfect magic box, but like a very knowledgeable child. It's incredibly smart, but it needs guidance. It needs guardrails, it needs processes. But when you give it that structure, that's when it becomes a truly robust and usable solution. So all of this leaves us with one final and really crucial question to think about. In today's world, your company's collective knowledge is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing that can't be easily copied. So as we step into this new agentic era, you have to ask yourself, is an autonomous AI agent the best possible custodian for that asset? The answer to that question is probably going to define the winners and losers of the next decade.